Now, from sports correspondents all around the world, this is Pyro Sports on
Zollyhood Radio, where the magic happens.
This is Parasports, sports with a difference, where we focus on differently able sports, whether the disability may be physical or intellectual. It is your time to shine. Stay tuned each and every Saturday whilst your host, Jazzy Smith, keep you up to date with the latest news and interviews from around the world. Last week, we looked at the rules and the regulations governing the sport of blind cricket. This week, we'll be touching upon what the future holds for blind cricket in a nutshell. But before we dive right into it, we again take you to Melancholic to give you an overview of the role of an administrator. Over to you, Melancholic.
I am now officially an administrator, which I was back then, but now I am basically the head of the structure, and things are a bit more difficult, a bit more complicated, because diplomacy has to come into it now, doesn't it? Which means now you have to literally balance the balancing act, because you have to almost have to be careful to not overreach. You almost have to be careful not put yourself first. So in essence, you are putting your structure before your career. And unfortunately, as selfless as that sounds, it's got its drawbacks. But if you ask me, there's nothing else I would have done. I absolutely adore the work that I do. I love it. It is a thankless job because often resources are a very scarce thing. The bare minimum. We don't even have the bare minimum. But the gratifying experience to all of this is to see young boys and girls, to see youngsters actually come through a system that you yourself have devised, with your team, and see youngsters come up and see the potential and know that, if you look after these kids, they will one day grow up and they will be people who've got a place in the world, because we deal with so many aspects. The game just teaches these kids so many aspects. It teaches them discipline, how to work with people, how to work in a team, how to work for a team, how to work around a team. So it's really incredible. It's really incredible to see youngsters actually play and enjoy themselves. So that is very gratifying, and that is the reason why I will never stop advocating for cricket, for blind cricket. This is my little contribution towards the blind people community in my city, and I guess in the world at large. So the next time we will then talk about the vision that has basically been my guide as an administrator. And we will couple that with just some stories, some cricketing stories in my career up to now. Hope you guys have a fabulous day. And this is Melancholic signing out. Have a blessed day.
For one to survive beyond tomorrow, one must be able to adapt, change, innovate at a moment's notice. For one to have success in the changing times that we are living in. And cricket is no exception. Cricket enjoys a large fan base, a large market in which one can operate in. But there are a few avenues which cricket, and when I speak of cricket, I mean the mainstream cricket, have not gone into to diversify and enlarge, strengthen that market which they currently hold. And I'm speaking about blind cricket, cricket for the deaf, and so on and so forth. I believe once this is done, cricket will have a bright future ahead of it and will remain relevant for a long time to come. Let's take a look at this short clip between Ian Morgan and the England blind cricket team. And I will make a few remarks and have a short chat after this audio.
Welcome to the Nets here at Lords. My name's Owen Morgan. I'm one day in T20 England captain and I'm here to play cricket like I've never experienced it before. These are the guys from the England visually impaired team. There are 3 categories of player in the team. B1 players are completely blind, B2 players have very restricted sight, and B3s are partially sighted but less impaired than B2s. This is the team captain, Matt Dean. Matt, thanks for having me here. Tell me, how does this differ from the traditional game?
Well, first of all, the ball, it's a white plastic ball with ball bearings in, so you can hear it as well as see it. Secondly, the ball is bowled underarm and it has to touch 2 sides of the pitch.
Right, okay. How do you think I'll go?
Are you blindfolded? No chance.
So before we start, I'm going to need some tips. So who better to ask than Hassan Khan, England player. Hassan, give me your best tips on what I'll need for the next training session.
Right, I would say listening is top of that list. It is crucial for someone like me who's totally blind to listen to the ball and then decide where to hit it when I'm batting. Concentration is vital as well. Communication is another one. Communication is vital amongst partially blind and partially sighted people, especially listening to the keeper, wicketkeeper, who is the main piece of this game.
Excellent, really good tips. So I'm excited about getting started here. Let's get into it. This is the B3 category glasses. I'll give them a go. Oh, that's interesting. Really weird, everything's blurred and you can't see a great deal. So this could really be interesting. I take it that bowled me. That bowled me, didn't it? Well bowled. Oh. How did that go? Bowled again. I got bowled twice out of the first 3 balls that I faced, so you couldn't see a great deal, or I certainly didn't. So presented a lot of challenges. I swear that was... Did you swing it? One thing I did notice, certainly from the get-go, was that how much your senses are enhanced once your sight is taken away. And it's a credit to these guys. They're fantastic at what they do. So these are the B2 glasses. It's tunnel vision, very limited visibility, and it doesn't move a great deal, so it should be interesting. Out again. It's blurred and unclear and doesn't move around, so if the ball moves outside your tunnel, you're relying solely on your ears to hit the ball, which presents a lot of challenges itself. I've got a panic on, lads. You like, weird feeling. This is the big test. This is the B1. Absolutely no vision once you put these on, so the rest of my senses are going to have to make up for it. That's a proper panic I get on. Once you hear it coming, you're like, where is it? These are the most challenging out of all of the glasses that I had to wear here tonight. You've absolutely no vision when you look through these. Ready? They replicate guys who are completely blind. There we go. Off the mark. After wearing these, I have a huge amount of admiration for these guys. Lads, thanks for having me here at your training session tonight. It's been great, completely different experience. I wish you the very best of luck in Adelaide in your 5 one-days and 3 T20 games. So good luck and thanks for having me. Cheers, lads.
This was Ian Morgan with the England blind cricket team. This is the kind of cooperation, understanding, togetherness that I would like to see, not just in England, but throughout the cricketing world, where you have both the sighted and the non-sighted cricket teams, where they can come together and interact with one another. Once this is done, then and only then I can see the structure that we are trying to build take shape. Such a partnership will open doors for us in terms of gaining access to technical assistance, marketing, advertising, which allow the blind cricket to expand into new horizons. We now take it to Jason Ricketts to give us his opinion on where he sees blind cricket headed. Over to you, Gavin.
Good day and welcome to Parasport. Today, we have in studios Jason Ricketts, a part of the blind and visually impaired community who also plays blind cricket. Welcome, Jason.
Thanks for having me.
Jason, tell me, you've been playing cricket for some time. What exactly can you tell us in terms of the years of playing cricket? How was it then to at this present moment in time in terms of blind cricket?
I must say the cricket has been steadily increasing for the last 17 years. I remember when I was at the Salvation Army School for the Blind on midterm break, and we were told that there was a sport that the English wanted to introduce us to. But being kids, most of us weren't so enthused about blind cricket because we weren't sure how it was going to work. But when they brought us onto the field and we heard the noise of the ball, we instantly took to it, as they would proverbially say, like how ducks took to water. And as they would say, the rest is history. Now we started out at the Salvation Army School for the Blind, and we have steadily developed the game. We have seen many persons representing their countries as well as the West Indies. And the most important thing, for those who were unfortunate not to make the team, we also provide rehabilitative services for persons, and many persons have said that the cricket has done a lot for them, including myself.
Do you think the game will actually change at some point in time? If yes, why? If no, why?
They for sure can help in the development of blind cricket throughout the world, and one way they can do so is by giving us a strength on social media. They can help us market the game, and again I will refer to India, where we have seen former cricketers coming on board to become ambassadors for the sport of blind cricket. I remember Saurav Ganguly was the ambassador for the 2017 World Cup in India. So I believe with their pull, they can definitely help to market the sport and bring it to corners previously not touched. So that is one way how I believe conventional cricketers can help to grow the game internationally.
Thanks, Jason Ricketts. Thank you for your input as it regards to blind and visually impaired cricket.
Thank you very much, sir, and thanks for having me.
We see you next time on another interview. Back to you, Jazzy.
Thank you, Gavin, for this interview. I am hoping that these 3 episodes give you, our listeners, a good understanding about blind cricket from its humble beginnings, the rules and regulations, and what potentially the future has in store for blind cricket. Let these 3 episodes serve as a foundation as we continue to unpack blind cricket on Parasports. Thank you for staying tuned to Parasports, sports with a difference, where we hope to shine a light on differently able sports from around the world.
Thank you for listening to Parasports on
Zollyhood Radio, where the magic happens.